Throughout history, some wars have defied every expectation, ending not in years or months, but in days, hours, or even minutes. Yet these lightning-fast conflicts changed borders, toppled empires, and created new nations. From a 38-minute bombardment that remains the shortest war ever recorded, to a 74-day naval battle fought 8,000 miles from home, these are the stories of the 15 shortest wars in history. If you're fascinated by incredible historical events like these, hit that subscribe button and drop a like on this video. And I'd love to know, where in the world are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments below. Now, let's dive into history's most decisive conflicts. Number 15, the Falklands War, 1982, 74 days. Argentina's military junta, facing economic collapse and mass protests, invaded the remote Falkland Islands, believing Britain wouldn't fight back. They were wrong. Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher dispatched 127 ships and 25,000 troops across 8,000 miles of ocean. After 74 days of modern naval warfare, including the sinking of the Argentine cruiser General Belgrano and British destroyer HMS Sheffield, British forces recaptured the islands on June 14th. The war made Thatcher a national hero and toppled Argentina's military dictatorship. Number 14, the Second Balkan War, 1913. 43 days. Victory breeds betrayal. Just months after defeating the Ottoman Empire together, Bulgaria turned on its former allies Serbia and Greece over disputed Macedonian territory. Bulgaria launched a surprise attack on June 29, 1913, but faced enemies on every front when Romania and the Ottomans joined against them. After 43 days, Bulgaria was decisively defeated, losing nearly everything it had gained. The resentments from this war helped ignite World War I just 1 year later. Number 13, the Polish-Lithuanian War, 1920, 37 days. Two newly independent nations, one disputed city, Vilnius. Both Poland and Lithuania claimed this historic capital with its mixed population. Fighting erupted on September 1, 1920, and the League of Nations brokered a ceasefire after 37 days. But Polish forces soon staged a mutiny and seized Vilnius anyway, a dispute that poisoned relations for decades. Number 12, the Greco-Turkish War, 1897. 34 days. When Greece sent troops to support a Christian uprising on Ottoman-controlled Crete in 1897, the Ottoman Empire declared war. The modernized Ottoman forces crushed the poorly organized Greek army in just 34 days. But European powers forced the Ottomans to grant Crete autonomy, the first step toward its eventual union with Greece. Greece lost the war but gained Crete's freedom. Number 11, the Turkish invasion of Cyprus, 1974, 27 days, July 20th, 1974. 5 days after a Greek-backed coup attempted to unite Cyprus with Greece, Turkey launched Operation Attila. Turkish forces landed at Kyrenia before dawn, and after a ceasefire on July 22nd secured 3% of the island. But on August 14th, Turkey launched a second offensive. By August 16th, 27 days after the invasion began, Turkey controlled 36% of Cyprus. Over 200,000 Greek Cypriots became refugees, and the island remains divided to this day along the UN-monitored Green Line. Number 10. The Sino-Vietnamese War, 1979, lasted 27 days. Communist China versus Communist Vietnam, former allies turned enemies. When Vietnam invaded Cambodia to overthrow the Chinese-backed Khmer Rouge, China launched a punitive counterattack on February 17, 1979. Despite capturing several Vietnamese cities, Chinese forces faced fierce resistance from battle-hardened Vietnamese troops. After 27 days and heavy casualties on both sides, China withdrew, with both nations claiming victory. Number 9. The Georgian-Armenian War, 1918, lasted 25 days. As the Russian Empire collapsed, newly independent Georgia and Armenia fought over the Lori region and a critical railway line. Fighting began December 1st, 1918, and British representatives brokered a Christmas Day ceasefire after 25 days. A neutral zone was established, but the dispute became moot when the Soviet Union absorbed both republics within 3 years. Number 8. The Serbo-Bulgarian War, 1885. Lasted 15 days. Serbia attacked Bulgaria on November 14, 1885, expecting easy victory over the young state. Instead, Bulgaria's motivated army crushed Serbian forces at the Battle of Slivnica and pursued them into Serbian territory. After just 15 days, Austria-Hungary threatened to intervene, forcing Bulgaria to accept a truce. The borders were restored, but Bulgaria's unification was internationally recognized, a victory nonetheless. Number 7. The Indo-Pakistani War of 1971 lasted 13 days. After months of Pakistani military atrocities in East Pakistan created a refugee crisis with 10 million people flooding into India, Pakistan launched preemptive airstrikes on Indian bases, December 3, 1971. India's response was devastating. Within 13 days, Indian forces achieved complete air superiority, surrounded the Pakistani army in East Pakistan, and forced the largest military surrender since World War II, 93,000 troops. A new nation was born, Bangladesh. Number 6. The Slovenian Independence War, 1991, lasted 10 days. When Slovenia declared independence from Yugoslavia on June 25, 1991, the Yugoslav People's Army sent tanks to prevent secession, but Slovenia was ready. Using anti-tank weapons and guerrilla tactics, Slovenian forces ambushed and blockaded JNA units. After 10 days of fighting, the Brioni Agreement secured Slovenia's independence, a stark contrast to the brutal wars that would consume Croatia and Bosnia. Number 5. The Six-Day War, 1967, lasted 6 days. In May 1967, Egypt blockaded Israeli shipping, expelled UN peacekeepers, and massed troops on Israel's border. Surrounded by hostile Arab nations, Israel struck first on June 5th. In a devastating preemptive airstrike, Israel destroyed most of Egypt's air force on the ground within hours. With air superiority secured, Israeli forces swept through the Sinai, West Bank, and Golan Heights. By June 10th, just 6 days later, Israel had won a complete victory, but now occupied territories whose status remains disputed today. Number 4. The Russo-Georgian War, 2008, lasted 5 days. On August 7, 2008, Georgia launched an operation to retake the breakaway region of South Ossetia. Russia's response was overwhelming, a full-scale invasion with tanks, aircraft, and naval forces. The smaller Georgian military was crushed in just 5 days. Russia withdrew from Georgian territory, but established permanent bases in South Ossetia and Abkhazia, effectively cementing their separation from Georgia. Number 3. The Football War, 1969, lasted 4 days. The name sounds absurd, but behind the World Cup qualifiers between El Salvador and Honduras lay serious issues: mass Salvadoran migration into Honduras and violent expulsions. After riots following the matches, El Salvador invaded Honduras on July 14, 1969. The Organization of American States intervened immediately, forcing a ceasefire after just 4 days. About 2,000 people died, and 300,000 Salvadorans were displaced. Number 2. The Iraqi invasion of Kuwait, 1990, came to an end within 24 hours. Deeply in debt after 8 years of war with Iran, Saddam Hussein accused Kuwait of stealing Iraqi oil and overproducing to drive down prices. On August 2, 1990, Iraqi tanks rolled across the border. Within hours, Kuwait City fell, and the royal family fled. The invasion was complete before nightfall, but this 24-hour conquest triggered global outrage and the Gulf War, which liberated Kuwait 5 months later. Before we move on to the shortest war in history, if you've made it this far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel and lets us bring you even more fascinating stories from history. Now, number 1. The Anglo-Zanzibar War, 1896, lasted 38 minutes. When the pro-British Sultan of Zanzibar died suddenly, his cousin Khalid bin Bargash seized the palace without British approval, violating the Protection Treaty. Britain delivered an ultimatum: stand down by 9 a.m. or face the consequences. Khalid refused, barricading himself with 2,800 defenders and a few artillery pieces. At precisely 9:02 a.m., 3 British cruisers and 2 gunboats opened fire. The bombardment was devastating. The palace caught fire, the Sultan's yacht sank, and artillery positions were obliterated. By 9:40 a.m., just 38 minutes later, it was over. Khalid fled to the German consulate. Around 500 of his forces were killed or wounded. Only 1 British sailor was injured. Britain installed their preferred sultan immediately. The shortest war in history was over before breakfast. From 38 minutes to 74 days, from the coast of Zanzibar to the frozen Falklands, these 15 conflicts prove that duration doesn't determine impact. The Anglo-Zanzibar War lasted barely long enough for morning tea, yet cemented colonial control for decades. The Six-Day War reshaped the Middle East forever. The Indo-Pakistani War created Bangladesh in less than 2 weeks. These wars remind us that in history, timing is everything. A quick strike can achieve what years of diplomacy cannot. Sometimes the shortest wars leave the longest shadows. Before you go, if you enjoyed this journey through history's fastest conflicts, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more incredible historical content. And I'm curious, which of these 15 wars surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. History isn't measured in hours or days, it's measured in change. And these 15 short wars changed the world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.